Welcome back to part 2 of stacked versus staggered increases. In part 1, we have worked the first 3 rounds, and before we continue with part 2 and round 4, I wanted to show you what you have accomplished so far as if you were reading a pattern written with stacked or staggered increases. And so I want to point out again that there is no difference between the first 3 rounds of stacked or staggered increase. You do the exact same thing on each round. On round 1, you begin with a magic ring or a 5-chain ring, and you join with a slip stitch. And for this particular motif, we are beginning our initial round with 8 single crochets. You do that for the stacked. You do the exact same thing for the staggered. On round 2, the pattern will tell you to increase in each stitch around, which will double your stitch count to 16. That is the same for stacked versus staggered. And on round 3, it will tell you to repeat the sequence between the 2 asterisks. You will work an increase followed by a single crochet. Work an increase followed by a single crochet all the way around, adding 8 more stitches for a total count of 24 stitches. Again, this is the same thing for stacked and the staggered increase methods. Now, round 4 is where the magic happens. This is where things change up just a little bit. For round 4 and on, if I continued in the stacked or traditional increase method, every round begins with an increase followed by a specific number of individual stitches. So in round 4, there's an increase and followed by 2 singles. On round 5, there's an increase followed by 3 singles. Increase, 4 singles. On round 7, increase, 5 singles. Round 8 would have 6 singles following it. So you see the pattern that for the stacked or traditional method, every round increases the number of individual stitches by 1 for each round. 2, 3, 4, 5, always followed by an increase. For the staggered method, on every even round, there's a little bit of a change. We still have 2 single crochets, but instead of following the increase as the traditional method does, for the staggered, we split those individual stitches around or on each side of the increase. So we begin with a single, then we work our increase, followed by the last single. That gives me 2 single stitches, just like the stack does. For round 5 and all odd rounds, we still work it the same as the stacked method. We begin with the increase followed by 3 singles. Once we reach another even round, round 6, we split those individual stitches around or on each side of the increase again. If you notice on round 6, it has 4 individual stitches. Round 6 for the staggered, we still have 4. There's 2 in the front and 2 in the back of your increase. We're just splitting it. When you get to round 7, an odd round, we are up to 5 individual stitches following the increase. And again, because it's an odd numbered round, we work it exactly the same. Okay, so this change or this method, this staggered method, you only split your individual stitches around the increase on even numbered rounds. And each time you make an even numbered round, you might notice a little bit of a hexagon shape starting to form, but when you come back and work the next odd numbered round, it's going to even out those points and give you that good circle each time. All right, so let's get started. So here we are, we're ready to begin round 4. Again, we're continuing to work in the spiral, so let's keep track of our first stitch. Round 4, we're going to split the increase. So instead of beginning with an increase, we're going to work a single crochet. Then we're going to work the increase, which is 2 singles in the next stitch. Followed by another single. Let me return my stitch marker to its proper place. There we go. Now, so we've worked a single, an increase, which are the next 2 stitches, and a single. We're going to repeat that sequence all the way around. So single, increase, and single. And we explained in the last video that an increase means we are just placing 2 stitches in one. Let's do that again. So the entire sequence is a single, an increase, and a single. And repeat that all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the beginning. So we're ready to begin round 5. Round 5 is an odd round, so we will work that round as we would in a traditional round. So we begin with an increase in the first stitch. Followed by 3 single crochets. 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Okay, let's do that again. So the next stitch will be an increase. 2 stitches in one. And followed by 1 single in the next 3 stitches. And there you have it. Go ahead and repeat that sequence all the way around, and I'll meet you at the beginning. Okay, just finished round 5. You should have 40 stitches all the way around, and if you notice that the the odd round has fixed the slight edging that the even round caused on the round before, and the more you keep going, the rounder it will continue to be. So let's do round 6. So round 6 is an even round. So we go back to the staggered increase method. Let's remove our stitch marker. And the staggered increase method says to begin with 2 singles. So 1 single in the first stitch, 1 single in the next stitch. And let me put my stitch marker back in, so I don't lose my spot, which I just about did on the last round because I forgot to put it back in. All right, so staggered, beginning this round, 2 singles. Now we work an increase in the next stitch. And then 2 more singles, or 1 single in the next 2 stitches. However that makes sense to you. Okay, let's do that sequence again. We're going to work 1 single in the next 2 stitches. 1, 2, followed by an increase, which is 2 stitches in one, followed by 1 single in the next 2 stitches. Be careful that you don't miss the stitch right after your increase. Sometimes it can get pulled up underneath and it'll kind of disappear on you. That's why sometimes I stop after an increase and stretch it out to make sure that I'm putting my hook in the right stitch. So go ahead and finish that sequence all the way around, and I'll meet you at the beginning. We just finished round 6, which should be 48 stitches around. You can see that the even round has again started the hexagon flattening effect, which is okay because we have 1 more round to do, which is round 7. Being an odd numbered row, we're going to return to working the traditional, which will then round out these little points that are just starting to make an appearance. So to begin the last round, we begin with an increase since we are working a traditional increase round. So we're going to place 2 stitches in the first stitch and return our stitch marker. There we go. All right, and so on this round, your increase will be followed by 5 single crochets in a row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to repeat that sequence around. So next stitch will be an increase. 1, 2, and then followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 singles. Go ahead and repeat that sequence all the way around, and we will conclude this video. So here is my final circle after working the exercise today. I hope you have found this video helpful in your crochet life. Check out my other 10-minute tops videos for more helpful crochet how-tos. You can find the links to my website, my blog, and Facebook group below. Please subscribe to any or all. Most importantly, please let me know in the comments below if this video helped you along your path of fiber creativity. I would love to meet and hear from you. Join us at Monday Make, held every Monday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time via Zoom. It's free, and you'll meet others who love crochet and fiber as much as you do. So come join us, and remember, By the Stitch is where creativity builds community.